Charles on line 2 here. Good morning.
How are you guys doing?
Real good.
I caught part of your show last week,
Yes.
or last weekend, and you made a comment, the gentleman in the middle made a comment that we're all born atheists.
Oh.
Would it be a little more accurate to say that we're born agnostic, since we really don't know, and atheism is a learned belief, same way with any religious?
I don't think atheism is a learned belief. And if it depends on how you define things. I mean,
Right. That's quite
I
right.
really kind of addressed it to you, but
That's right.
but if you define atheism as not believing in God, infants don't have that belief. They're taught.
And agnosticism doesn't work because it also has presuppositions that exist about the supernatural. The idea that there's got to be something out there but we can't know is already more than the atheist philosophy that starts from scratch, as an infant would, with a completely clean, ready-to-go brain without something already indoctrinated into it.
I think when the human being is born like that, their natural curiosity is going to say, now why does that sun keep coming up every day like this on a regular basis? And if nobody's around to give them an answer, they'll make up their own answer. They'll come up with a sun god, a moon god, and everything else like we did.
Right.
So
Or nothing. Or just be in ignorance, which is a great place for religion to start.
Yeah, so you brought up an interesting point, whether or not atheism is actually born or learned. And we think that you're born that way. Well, I do. And if it's just your own curiosity trying to answer it, and that you'll accept the answers that are actually given to you from an authoritative figure like your parents. And so, and that's usually where the religious part comes in.
A lot of people are born into atheist homes, though, and raised by parents who never try to indoctrinate any kind of superstition on them.
Right.
So instead what they're getting is the realism from the very beginning, as far as the heavy questions. Why does the sun come up? Well, it's not a god. Guess what? Let's talk about cosmology and the sun itself and reality, instead of coming up with a superstition.
Right. Also, and then how does the atheist explain the beginning of time? Where did it all start? Because I know that your beliefs are founded a lot on science. Like you said, the true science, that's where you find truth.
Yeah, I'm sure, again, you're going to run into different interpretations on what the scientific evidence is. I like the ever-expanding one where it's actually going to reach the point where actually it's going to collapse back on itself. Right. So we have the same amount of matter that's going through a cycle from Big Bang to Big Crunch, back and forth. There's a lot of science out there that will actually disagree with that, saying that we don't have enough matter here to bring us back together, that we're going to be an ever-expanding universe. So there's still a lot of debate on the actual where the time began. My own personal belief is that it's always been here, will always be here, and we're just at one little speck of time here on the cosmic scale,
right.
And we're just riding the cycle out myself.
Well, yeah, I think the matter will always be here. It's hard to say how time started, though, because we can never go back, and it's probably something beyond our comprehension anyway, if there was a beginning of the time.
Which is kind of an agnostic thing, is beyond compression.
That's about the beginning of time, but we know time exists.
Right. See, I also kind of believe in the compression expansion theory. I'm just wondering, when did that all start and who created that? I happen to be kind of part agnostic, part apathetic. I'm, don't really have any care for religion. It's kind of a weird thing, but I'm open to a lot of things, and that's why I caught part of your show last week. And a friend of mine was staying over and walked in while I was watching the show, and I thought I freaked her out, but she was okay with it. I'm just open to a lot of views. I'm uncertain as to what I really believe at this point in my stage in life. I'm kind of agnostic at this point, but don't really actively search.
Well, come on down, and we have our own library there, and we have a lot of contact with other atheists all over the nation, American atheists. So we're more than willing to educate anyone who's has an open mind.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you guys.
You have a good morning.
You too.